Ejò lájọ lẹ́gàn ara ẹ̀ a máa kọ bí ìtótó. Ẹbẹ̀ dí ẹbẹ̀ Ìṣẹ́yìn kò rọ̀ láwà yìí. Ìṣẹ́yìn òrò ọmọ ẹbẹ̀ dí mọ́kọ. Kájọ kéré àjò délé. Àṣeyè lálákànṣe gbogbo wa là ń ṣàṣeyè.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I say good morning to those that are in their morning, and good afternoon to those that are in their afternoon. Definitely, I will not leave those that are in their evening ungreeted, so I say good evening. So which means I use whatsoever day that you belong to, whatsoever time that you belong to in today, that to greet you with a good day. And I'm using this medium to welcome you to this Yomi Rights program on this Yomi Rights radio station, Ebedi FM. And the title of this program is The Will from your presenter, Ayeronfe. This program is set aside to discuss the necessary condemnment of men in order to pass through the world and have impact. In order to remind ourselves the necessity that we need to put in place, in order not to forget the things that are very, very much important to live our life like a great man. So like I said, I welcome you to this today's episode. And today's episode of this program is going to be a direct message to every one of us. No matter the gender you belong to, whether you are a male or a female, whether you're young or old, no matter the color of your skin or the language that you believe, or the language that believe that happen to be your mother tongue. Today's message is for everybody. Today I want to discuss about something that is very much common to every one of us. I can't say because we are lazy, and I can't say because we are fearing. But I can say that it is very, very normal for us to see something that are very difficult and run away from it. Especially when we have not tried it before. So I want to talk about the problem that we're facing. And when I say the problem that we are facing, I mean all the problems that we are facing in whatsoever form that you can think of. Financial problem, emotional problem, family problem, anything, health problem, whatsoever the problem that you're facing, then that is what I want to talk about today. I want to direct my message to every one of us. And I want to tell you that problem is something that is part of life. But do you know that a solution to a problem is definitely a door to another problem? If perchance you've solved a problem today, definitely you've opened a door to another problem. So which means that problem can never end. So far you breathe, so far you eat, so far you move out, then definitely you're still going to face another problem. So what I will tell you now is that don't let a problem weigh you down. Because this is not where you're coming from, and this is not where you're going. But it might be a stopover for you. So whatever the problem that you faced yesterday has brought you up to today. It has molded you, it has changed your life, and it has helped you in a lot of ways. So which means if you don't face challenges, and at the end of the day, we just be static. No emotional enhancement, no psychological improvement, nothing. So So whenever you see a problem, I will advise that you embrace it. Come to think of it, if you, like a student that you are in secondary school, let's just say from primary school, you've sat down as a primary school student to face the exam, which is a common entrance, and you found it kind of maybe easy or difficult, but you passed the exam. You are lucky to be one of those that passed the exam. Scientifically, it is even proven to us that we have a lot of cells in the sperm which germinate, or let me just say develop to form we human beings. And all these sperm cells, they engage in competition which one will maybe develop to form men. But you are lucky that you are the one that succeeded in it. But do you know, when you succeeded, you passed that exam, you passed that challenge, and you solved that problem. That is why you were on the surface of the earth. I can say categorically that inside that womb, you thought that that is the end of your problem. But what happened when you come to the surface of the earth? You started from learning to drink, suck breast. From there, you engage in learning how to eat, learning how to take steps, learning how to do things. Part of which is learning how to talk. And definitely your family, you solve that problem too. And your parents saw you that, okay, this my child has been speaking and it has been moving. And what next? You should start primary school. And you started that primary school, and you started from maybe the level of which you started from, and you're going gradually and gradually till you finish that primary school, passing your common entrance. When you were in your primary 5 or primary 6, preparing to face that common entrance, I believe you thought then that is going to be the end of your problem. But what happened when you face that? When you pass that common entrance, you face another problem of junior secondary school. Believe me, if you don't pass that exam of primary school, then definitely you will not promote to another bigger problem, which is junior secondary school. You face that junior secondary school and you passed, you solved that problem again. Not all of you that face the exam, not all of you that face the struggle, pass the struggle. Not all of you that face that problem, pass the problem. Some of you, they just gave up at the beginning, or even at the middle, and some at the end. Not all of you that started that JSS 1 ended it in JSS 3. And not all of you that promoted to JSS 3 sat down for that basic, that junior examination. And not all of you that sat for that examination passed that examination. But lucky for you, you passed that examination, and you thought that is the end of your problem. What is that problem? What did that solving that problem brought you? It brought you another bigger problem. And that is you promoting to SS1, your senior secondary level. You started your SS1, SS2, and SS3. And you face another problem, which is O-level examination. You face that problem and you thought within your mind that this is going to be the end of my problem. You thought getting admission into an institution is going to be something that will be of a greater goal. It will be fun, you thought. But what happened when you gained that admission? But before you gained that admission, you sat for your O level. You passed it, luckily, just once. And you sat for your JAMB, but you passed it just once. And post JAMB still came around. You passed it just ones. And lucky for you, not everybody get that lucky, but you gain the admission that same time. Lucky for you, I say. When you gain the admission, you thought everything is going to be fun. You thought everything is going to be beautiful. You thought everything is going to be easy. But not knowing that that is another bigger problem compared to the problem you've been facing in your life. I mean, academically. You started from the year 100 level, you promoted it to year 2, 200 level, then year 3, 300 level, then 4, 400 level. You don't need to tell me, I know those years are not easy. Because definitely you will want to bring something greater, good, something beneficiary, something very, very good out of that higher institution. You thought when you have good grade, then your problem is solved. What happened? Not all of you that started 100 level were able to finish at 400 level. And not all of you that finished at 400 level were able to get good grades. And lucky for you, you get that good grades out of your efforts and also the mercy of God. With that, I can't say you're lucky. It is definitely the result of your efforts. So what happened? Then you enroll for NYSC, National Youth Service Corps. And you thought you serving, that would be fun, that would be something that would be beneficial, that would be something that would be very, very peaceful and very, very fun. Not knowing that even starting from the campaign, it is not going to be a fun, it is something that is bigger than what you've been facing before. And lucky for you, out of your endurance and perseverance, you were able to enter your NYSC. You served for a whole year. And you thought after your service, work is there waiting for you. Everything about life is going to be easier. And you finish your service, you move into the bigger span of problem. You face another bigger problem that is much more bigger than the ones you've been facing before. And that is looking for job. You don't get that job, lucky for you. You get that job easily, lucky for you. So what about when you have already gotten that job? The next thing will be, okay, I want to get married. Another problem again, that's a family problem. And lucky for you, you get married to someone that is much more better. Let me just say a very good spouse. You marry a good husband, a loving wife, and a caring spouse. You thought everything is now beautiful. But let us talk about the challenges of marriage. That is going to be a topic for another day. But you started praying that you want to have good children. You want to have very nice children. You want to have nice children, rather. You were lucky enough to give birth to kids, maybe like 2 or 3. Then the next problem will be what? How will you raise those children to become something greater, to become something good? You know that after solving this problem, there is definitely another problem waiting for you. You were asking, why did I went through all this pain to explain from you getting to the service of the earth, to you getting the work, and to you getting married and having children? What I want to explain to you is that problem is not something that can end. The only time that problems end is when you stop breathing. Let me borrow from a quote that I just recently heard from someone from one of the movies that I watched. The title of that movie is Peaky Blinders. From that movie, the lead actor said, there is no rest on this earth, and maybe not even after. So which means there is no rest on the surface of the earth, and there is no assurance that there's going to be rest even after you are dead. So I want to ask you a question, my brother and sister. Why will you run away from problems? When you already know that this problem you're facing is not the end of the problem you're going to face in your life. So far you are still breathing, then definitely this is not the end of the problem you're going to face in your life. This is not the biggest challenge that you are going to face. And this cannot be the toughest and the strongest rock that is going to block your route. So why don't you stand up and face it? Encourage yourself, admonish yourself, motivate yourself, and face this challenge. There is nothing you cannot do if you believe in yourself. You just have to put in all the requirement that is needed, and you will see yourself solving the problems upon problems and acquiring a lot of things. I know we all want to live a great life. We all want to be wealthy. We all want to have money, be rich. We all want to be respected in the society. We all want to be called for something great. We all want to sit down while others are standing, and stand while others are sitting down. You see those great men and great women, they did not start it from maybe, let me say, something that is easy. And they do not have all these opportunities thrown onto their laps. They worked for them. They faced their problems and they solved them. And they are still expecting bigger ones, because problem is not going to end. I mean, problem is not going to finish until you are no more on the surface of the earth. So the more you take your step in this life, the more tough it's going to be. Let's talk about kings. They do say, on ears lies the earth that wear crown. You want to be king, you want to be the chairman, you want to be the governor, you want to be a senator, you want to be a minister, you want to be a commissioner, you even want to be the president of a nation. Let me tell you, they don't have a night rest. They don't usually sleep. They often have problems, and they usually have peace of mind. Let me tell you that secret. But they know that the greater the problem they face, the greater the challenges they face, the greater the risks they are taking, then the greater the reward for them. So I'm admonishing you that you should try and stand up and face that problem. Never ever in your life run away from challenges. Because if you don't stand up to this problem, then it's not going to leave you. It will stay with you to the rest of your life. Problems are in stages. And the problems that you faced yesterday has already equipped you with the necessity that you will need to face the next one. This is my message for us today. That we should always stand up and face our problems. And when you fail, please never look for someone to blame. Never you look for someone to put the blame on. Accept within you that you failed. Because if you achieve success in that risk, you will still claim it that it is your success. The same thing when you fail, believe that you fail and accept that you failed and plan again and let me say, just refocus and refire again until you solve that problem. Don't ever back down. have already managed, and you've already been given enough power and strength and motivation that will make you to face that problem and solve them. And you've known the reason why you should not pray in your life not to face problems. I'll use this medium to thank those that have been listening to us from the beginning of this program to this time, that we are able to say farewell to all of us. Starting from our mother, Folashade Giwa, thank you very much for listening to us. And my brother, Arikiriyo, you are also welcome, and thank you for listening to us from the beginning till this time. What about that mother, that woman? I call her my mom, Al-Aja Sururo. Thank you for listening to this program, and thanks for the encouragement. I really appreciate your efforts, all of you, all of your efforts that you've been contributing from the beginning of this project till this time that we are. And I pray that we are going to greater heights. So it will be next week, Tuesday, that we're going to enjoy another favorite episode of yours, of this your favorite program, The Wheel, from this your favorite presenter, Ayero Fe. So then, on behalf of myself and all the colleagues that I have in this studio with me, starting from Baba Asiwere Boro, Mr. GFR, and Omidon Molare Lesson, I will say thank you for listening to us, and goodbye. Thank you very much.
Ìṣẹ́yìn òrò ọmọ ẹbẹ̀ tí mo kọ kájọ kéré àjò délé àṣeyè lálákàn ṣe po gbogbo wa là ó ṣàṣe.